we go. Here we go. And let me refresh you over here because you was acting up a little bit. All right. All right, all right, all right. Wow. All right, all right, all right. Let me make sure I am. Oh, no, not yet. The wrong button. Gotta hit the right button over here. About to end my live over here on YouTube, y'all. So, Divine Rising to you. I am going to go ahead and get this shared out. Let me bring this up. If you all are tuning in with me, hold on, let me bring my mic over here. You're tuning in with me now. Let me know where you are tuning in from. I am Shakitha, coming out of my green room in Texas. So we're gonna get into this topic today. I think y'all I done got this stuff down. I think I done got it down. Hold on, let me see. It's not showing up over here. Let me refresh. If it don't show up, that's a Facebook thing. But anyway. Refresh. All right, here we go. If it don't show up, that's a Facebook thing. But anyway. So let me go ahead and share this to my pages. And if you know any quiet queen that can definitely resonate with these lives, these conversations that have been going through, especially this one on this morning, clarity removes unnecessary pressure. Share it out to that queen. Refresh. Okay. All right, here we go. Myself. Hold on. Let me close it. Turn that down. Go ahead and get this over here shared. It always does that on that one. All right. All right. 2 more shares and we're done. And then we can go ahead and get this thing kicked off. Go ahead and get it kicked off. Yeah. And then when I get off of here, I got to go to sleep. I didn't got to go to bed until this morning and had to be up this morning to be at the gym. I have to be. I get to be. To go to the gym this morning. Got my workout in and feeling good. Finishing up my protein. Then I am going to give me some sleep. Take a nap because I got to get the rest of my hair done. So I got to go to the salon at noon. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and get this kicked off. Again, like I said, I am Shakitha, tuning in from the great state of Texas over in the green room, right? And now if there's anybody who would like to join me live, I know like on one of my Facebook pages, I don't have it dropped in the comments, but however, if you like to join me on live, you can go to meetn.com/Quiet Queens Builder Lab, and you can join me there. And of course on me on my other platforms, Instagram, YouTube, and my other Shakitha Lewis profile on Facebook. You can click the link in the comments and you can join me live. And I like to say also, because I am working on a new Instagram page that I've been going live on. I actually have absolutely no followers yet. So if you're on Instagram and you are tuning in, go ahead and hit that follow, and I will follow you back. Um, but we're gonna go ahead and dive into this live on this morning. This topic: clarity removes unnecessary pressure. When you become clear about what matters, you stop carrying what never belonged to you. So let's get into it. All right, and just kind of go over this little description here, and which some of y'all can already see that. So pressure doesn't always come from having too much to do. Sometimes it comes from trying to do too many things that were never aligned with your purpose in the first place. So this morning, we're talking about why clarity isn't simply about having answers, it's about removing distractions so you can move with greater peace, confidence, and intention. And so today, Quiet Queen's principle, clarity creates confidence, clarity creates confident decisions. So again, Divine Rising, Quiet Queens, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt overwhelmed? Not because life was necessarily difficult, but because everything seemed equally important. Every opportunity, every notification, every opinion, every piece of advice. When everything feels important, everything becomes heavy. And so inside Quiet Queens Academy, we don't begin with productivity. We begin with clarity because clarity tells us what deserves our attention and what doesn't. And y'all know I love talking about clarity because we have to get extremely clear on the things that we want, where we're going, and what we want to do, right? So let's go ahead and connect for just a moment. And let me bring to her so I can see. So there was a season where I believed I needed to learn everything, every new strategy, every new platform, every new way of building. I wasn't confused because there wasn't enough information. I was confused because there was too much information without a clear filter, right? Once I became clear about the life I wanted to build, it became much easier to recognize what actually belonged in it. And that's when the pressure began to lift. And so, and look, being in all transparency, I've been clear, but I have been the most clearest of what I want and where I'm going and where and who I'm becoming. It really just settled in on the end of last year, going into this year. And so now I am so definitely clear about what it is that I want, where I'm going. I'm getting there, right? So let's talk about the Quiet Queen's principle. Clarity creates confident decisions. The clearer you become about your identity and your direction, the less energy you spend questioning every decision, right? And remember, the decision, questioning your decision, not anybody else's, but yours, right? So clarity helps you recognize what matters. So when you're unclear, everything competes for your attention. When you're clear, your priorities become obvious. And so in my perspective, one of the biggest shifts for me was realizing I didn't have to respond to every opportunity because just because something is available doesn't mean it's aligned. Now, before I say yes to anything, I ask myself, does this move toward the life I'm intentionally building? Hear me, intentionally. Things have to become very intentional for me now. Everything I'm doing, I'm intentionally doing it. So if the answer is no, I can release it without guilt. So let me give you a reflection, something you can reflect on. Are you saying yes because something is aligned or because you don't want to miss out? And we know about that FOMO, fear of missing out. Or what currently has your attention that may not deserve your energy? I'm going to repeat that one more time. Are you saying yes because something is aligned or because you don't want to miss out? What currently has your attention that may not deserve your energy? So once clarity helps us recognize what matters, the next challenge becomes becomes protecting it, because knowing your priorities and protecting your priorities aren't always the same. Clarity protects your peace. And I'm a big one on peace. My peace, my peace, my peace. I'm not going to let nobody disrupt my peace, not even me. So without clarity, others people's urgency becomes your responsibility. Let me say that again. Without clarity, other people's urgencies becomes your responsibility. But with clarity, you begin responding intentionally instead of reacting emotionally. And I'm telling you right now, because I have gotten so clear, it's not my problem. It's not my responsibility. I'm not emotionally attached to your urgency. And no one should be emotionally attached to anyone's urgency. And like I said, I've learned the word no. It's a whole statement. So, with that being said, I've learned that protecting my peace isn't about avoiding responsibility. It's about understanding which responsibilities actually belong to me. And as an introvert, I know my capacity has limits. Clarity helps me honor those limits without feeling like I'm disappointing everyone else. So let me give you something to reflect on. What situations leave you emotionally exhausted? Could part of that exhaustion come from carrying something that isn't yours to carry? Let that sit. So, as we begin protecting our peace, something even deeper begins to happen. Our external decisions begin reflecting our internal identity. That's another one of mine, y'all. Identity. You got to know who you are. You must know who you are, right? So, clarity strengthens identity. Again, getting clear, it helps you with structure, it helps you with identity. We talked about that on yesterday, structure. All right. So, every decision you make reinforces the woman you believe yourself to be. So every decision you make reinforces the woman you believe yourself to be. The clearer your identity becomes, the easier your decisions become. And I had a conversation on yesterday about this very thing. When you get very clear on who you are, you can make those decisions. I'm like, because when a person says, well, I don't know what it is that I want to do. I mean, when it comes down to the very little thing about, I don't know what I want to eat, but you're hungry. I mean, you have so many decisions, so many options. So you got to get clear on what it is that you want. You got to, and to do that, you got to know who you are. It's just like, yesterday, I was very clear. Matter of fact, the day before, I was very clear that I wanted sushi rolls, and that's what I wanted to eat. But I knew out because the day before that night, I went to I don't know how many stores trying to find me some veggie sushi rolls, and I didn't find them. But I said, and this is when we talk about getting clear. I said, tomorrow morning, before I go get my hair done, I'm going to go get me some sushi rolls. And that's exactly what I did. So we talking about getting clear right down to what we eat, because there's so many decisions. I mean, I think about, all those decisions, that we have, even right down to what we eat, down to our health, the health part of it. Because, like I always say, my health is my wealth. So I'm just that clear about my health as well. So anyway, so let's get into my perspective about that, right? So inside Quiet Queens Academy, we often say identity before activity. That's because activity without identity usually creates exhaustion. And who wants to be exhausted trying to especially figure out something to eat? I know. So when I know who I'm becoming, my decisions become simpler. Not because life gets easier, but because my direction becomes clearer. So let me give you something to reflect on, or let me just ask you a question. Does the way you spend your time reflect who you are becoming? Or what one decision today would better align your life with your identity? If you feel comfortable with sharing any of these, just put them in, share with us in the chat. I mean, in the comments, I'm saying chat, like I'm on Zoom. Just share with us, right? Maybe you can help another quiet woman, a quiet queen, with how you respond to that. I mean, with your reflection. But anyway, so, and this is my integration for today. So today's conversation wasn't really about decision making. It was about clarity. It was about clarity, getting clear, because clarity is one of the foundational doctrines of the Quiet Queens operating system. So clarity strengthens identity. Identity shapes your structure, and structure protects the capacity. And capacity allows you to lead with greater intention. So when those principles work together, you stop building from pressure and begin building from alignment. And just a little context here. So many people believe, right? I need to do more. And I've heard that. And I ask the question, do more of what? Because we say this, I need to do more. So what are we doing more of? So inside Quiet Queens Academy, we ask a different question. What if you don't need to do more? What if you simply need to become clear about what actually matters? Because pressure isn't always the results of having too much to do. Sometimes it's the results of trying to carry things that were never yours to carry. So when clarity increases, pressure often decreases. And a practical integration for you on today is that write down everything that's currently competing for your attention. Then ask yourself one question for each of them. Is this aligned with the life I'm intentionally building? If the answer is no, give yourself permission to release it. Let it go, right? Just let it go. And in closing, I leave you with this question. If complete clarity replaces today's uncertainty, what decision would you make differently? Sit with this or sit with that today. Not to judge yourself, but to become more aware of what's truly aligned. So if today's conversation resonated with you, I'd love to hear your perspective. Where has greater clarity brought more peace into your life? Your reflection may help another quiet queen recognize something she's been carrying unsuccessfully. I mean, not unsuccessfully, unnecessarily. So, and if these conversations continue to help you think differently, I invite you to join us again tomorrow morning, as we continue installing the Quiet Queens operation, one conversation at a time. And so, if you are wanting to be a part of the academy and become a part of the community, Academy of Community, you can go to quietqueensacademy.com/community. You can click that in the comment section of each one of these lives, except for I have to put in the comments on the other two platforms. But if you would like to become a part of the academy, just go to quietqueensacademy.com/community. And if you want to know what type of builder you are and find out your builder profile, go to quietqueensacademy.com and take the assessment. It takes about 3 to 5 minutes. So with that being said, y'all have a divine day, and I'll see you on tomorrow. Talk to you soon.